Alright, so this is the first lesson back. It's day 86. We're going to solve linear systems by elimination. So, linear systems, remember the graph of a linear line? It's a line, right? So, we could have our x and y axis, right? I could have an y axis and an x axis. That kind of looks like a box, but... and then we could have a line, right? Remember this whole thing, this idea? And this line is y equals mx plus b, where m is the slope and b is the y-intercept. So when we have two lines, let's say we had a second line like this, we would figure out where the lines cross. So we would look at this point, and let's just say this was like 2, 5. That would be the solution to this problem. It's where the lines cross. Okay? Raise your hand if you remember this from before the semester. Okay, cool. The other way that I showed you also, we could do it by graph. We also showed you how to do it by substitution, where we made, let's say we had two equations, y equals to 3x plus 1, and then you had a second one, y equals to negative 2x minus 5. You could take each of these. Since both of them are equal to y, we could say y is equal to y. Would you all agree that this is logically correct? Is y equal to y? Yes? And isn't y equal to 3x plus 1 on the left side? And isn't the right side negative 2x minus 5? Remember doing this before the last semester? Yes? And then we could solve by substitution. Okay, this is one way of doing substitution. Okay? Today we're going to do this thing called elimination. What does elimination mean? Turn to your neighbors and tell them what you think elimination means. Use a different word than eliminating. Okay. What does eliminate mean? To remove, right? Dispose. I heard someone say dispose of. Yeah, we could say that. So let's just say there's how many Mr. Rinks are there in front of the class right now?
2.
No, there's just one Mr. Rink, right? I know I'm so awesome. It's like there's 2 of me. No, I'm just playing. I know you missed me. Okay, there's one Mr. Rink, right? What if I subtract one Mr. Rink from this room? How many Mr. Rinks are left? 0, right? It's like I've been eliminated. Yes? Get it?
Yeah.
Cool. All right? Or let's just say you were in right now we're in the playoffs, football playoffs. What happens if one of the teams lose?
They're eliminated.
They're eliminated. Do they have a chance at the final Super Bowl? No. Right? Who's the best team? Which team did you want to win?
Patriots are going to go. We're going to win.
Okay, cool.
By who?
All right, hopefully your team won't be eliminated. Okay? Okay.
Yeah, that means we get first round pick.
So here's the first thing. Remember, standard form is ax plus by is equal to c. We want to remember that. And then numbers 1 and 2. I want to show you a couple. Actually, I'm going to show you one, and then we're going to do one together, and then you're going to do one by yourselves together as groups, okay? Okay, number 1. We have 2 equations here. These are 2 linear equations because I know it's because it's x to the first, and they're already in standard form, which is real nice. We have negative 3x plus y is equal to 8, and then we have negative x minus y is equal to 8. So I want to eliminate either x's or y's, okay, by adding or subtracting. So the way I think about that is I take my second equation, and I want to either add or subtract. So I'm going to focus on my x's. What happens if I add the second equation? What's negative 3x plus negative x? When I add the 2 equations, do my x's go away? No, they don't. Negative 3x plus a negative x, does that eliminate my x's? No, it doesn't. So I don't want to use an addition sign, okay? Let's try a subtraction sign. What's negative 3x minus a negative x? How many x's do I have?
1.
Negative 2x, right? Does that eliminate my x's? No. So can I eliminate my x's here? No. So let me try my y's now. What happens if I put an addition sign out here? Let's say I have y plus a negative y. What's y plus negative y?
0.
0, right? Does that get rid of my y's?
Yes.
Yeah, it's 0y. So check this out. I know that I put a plus sign out here. So, and I know y plus negative y makes it so that they get eliminated, okay? So then I know I'm in the right direction, so I'm going to take negative 3x and add negative x. So we got negative 4x. And then I'm going to add 8 plus 8 is 16. And then bring down these equal signs. I have this equal sign I want to keep in the same place. So now I have an equation. Negative 4x is equal to 16. So now I can start figuring out what x is equal to. How do I solve for x? I divide by negative 4 on both sides. So x is equal to negative 4. Okay? Now that's an answer, right? But my answer is where the lines cross, right? So I need an ordered pair. So my answer is going to be negative 4 something. So how do I figure out the second part? What did I need to do? Plug it back in, right? So I got negative 4. I'm going to plug it back into one of my first two equations. Just like before with substitution, I could either pick the first or second equation. I'm going to pick the second one because there's nothing to multiply with here except for this negative sign. So we got negative x, and instead of x, I'm going to put in negative 4. So we got negative 4 minus y is equal to 8. Okay, negative 4 is positive 4 minus y is equal to 8. Subtract 4 on both sides, so you got negative y is equal to 4. Divide both sides by negative 1, so y is equal to negative 4. So your answer is going to be y is equal to negative 4. You put that right here, and there's your answer. That's where the lines would cross, okay? Does that make sense so far? That's it. That's how I do number 1. All right? So I want to pause the video here. I want the groups in here to talk. All right, good. So that's how you do number 1. Now let's do number 2 together. So let's have you write down number 2. I'm going to show you, present it to you right up here. Number 2. Let's all write this down, please. I'll give you a few seconds here to write it down. Okay, so turn your neighbors and think about which one would you want to eliminate, the x's or the y's? And take a guess. Okay, let's hear some conversation. Okay, which one would you want to eliminate, everyone? X's or Y's?
X.
Okay, let's try X. This is kind of like a guessing game until you see the pattern, so always start with plus. What's negative 5x plus 5x, everyone?
10x.
Negative 5 plus 5 is? 0, right? 0 times anything is? So 0x is really 0, right? Does that eliminate it? Yeah, it does. It does, okay? So, since it eliminates it, we know we could cancel it out. We're going to keep that plus sign there. We're using the right thing. Okay, we're all doing this together with me, okay? This is the only one we're going to do together with Mr. Rank, okay? Then we have y. What's y plus negative 5y?
Negative 4y.
Good, negative 4y. So we put negative 4y here. Is equal to, what's 1 plus 15? 16. Matt, I need you to work along with me, please. Thank you. Everyone's working along with me right now, okay? We're just doing this together. Okay? How do I solve for y? Turn your neighbors, tell them what you do to solve for y. How would you solve for y, everyone? We divide both sides by how much? Good, negative 4. So we got y equals, good, negative 4. Okay? Thank you. All right, so your final answer will have negative 4 for the y. Okay? How do I solve for x? Turn your neighbors, remind them, how would you figure out what the x part is? Okay, how would you solve for x? Focus up here. How would you solve for x, everyone? Okay, plug it in. Which one would you plug it into? The first or second equation up here? First. Good. Why the first? Because you don't have to multiply. That's right. So if I take negative 5x and add y, I'm adding a negative 4, which is equal to 1. So we got negative 5x minus 4 is equal to 1. Add 4 to both sides. We got negative 5x is equal to 5. 1 plus 4 is 5, right? Divide both sides by negative 5, so x is equal to negative 1. Okay, so your answer is going to be at negative 1, negative 4. Make sense, everyone? Okay, good. Give me a thumbs up if you're following along with the process, and thumbs down if it's kind of shaky for you. Okay, what part doesn't make sense? Any questions? Okay, so you weren't paying attention? All right. All right, so now what we're going to do, I'm going to give you one more problem. You're going to do this one in your groups. I'll give you about 3 minutes. I would like you to find the ordered pair. Number 3, this is the last one we're going to do on this lesson, okay? Number 3 is on the top right. Number 3 is on the top right. So on this one, you're supposed to subtract, and then you get negative 5y is equal to 25, so y is equal to negative 5. Plug it back in. You get x is equal to 0. There's your answer. Raise your hand if you got that correct. Okay, if some of you did, good. Okay, so what's the big idea here? What does this ordered pair represent? What does this final answer represent? Where the two lines cross. Yes? Okay. So what does this represent, the last number, everyone? No, what does this ordered pair represent? Where the what? Good, lines cross. Okay, good. So if that's where the lines cross, couldn't we graph this on a graphing calculator to get to check our work? Good. Let's all go to Decimus and put this original problem in and tell me where the lines cross. All right, so that concludes the lesson. What I need you to do now, we're going to go to workbook page 73, okay?